In light of the protests going on across our country over George Floyd's murder, TMJ4 is looking into how we got here, with issues facing the African American community in housing, education, healthcare, and today, incarceration. Sean Gallagher helps us understand why people of color are more likely to spend time behind bars.
Something that's happening more often right now is the conversation. It's a conversation that African American parents feel they need to have with their children about what to do if they get pulled over by police, because statistics show their kids are more likely to spend time in prison than their white friends.
No, to keep their hands up.
Don't reach for your pockets.
How do you prepare for somebody that do not see you in the same likeness as they see their own people?
These three parents have all talked to their kids about what to do if they get pulled over. Some, like Payson, are just 10 years old.
Talking about the police and stuff, and you don't want them to hurt you or anything.
His mother Tiffany just talked to him last night.
It was a very hard and difficult conversation. Don't make any sudden movements because you don't know if or when that will be your last time coming home to me or your brothers or your family.
Racism do play a role in this.
Jerome Dillard has spent time in prison in both Illinois and Wisconsin. Now he's the state director for the advocacy group Ex-Incarcerated People Organizing to help people like him. The data shows African Americans make up 6% of Wisconsin's population, but they make up 22% of all of the arrests in the state and account for 38% of the inmates. Dillard thinks it has a lot more to do with how they look than what they're doing.
There's something not right about it. We all know it, but no one wants to admit it.
We look at a car full of white kids and we see nothing. And that car full of white kids is just as likely to have weed.
Craig Mastantuno is a local lawyer. He also points to those handing out sentences. 76% of the judges in Wisconsin are white men. Less than 5% are people of color. He believes more diversity on the bench could be one of the solutions to lowering black incarceration.
If you're really going to get to the bottom of, hey, how come there's more black people in prison? Hey, how come our bench isn't very diverse? Hey, how come black people are more fearful of being arrested and of being harmed when arrested than white people? You know, there are not easy answers, but I think there are actually fairly obvious factors that affect all this.
So until something changes, parents like Tiffany will continue to have conversations with their children about what to do when they get pulled over.
You never know when your last movement is going to be. And I hated to have that with a 10-year-old, but I got to do what was necessary.
Jerome's advocacy group Expo has more resources to help those who have been incarcerated get back into the community. We'll have that and more information at TMJ4.com. Just look for this story. In Sherman Park, Sean Gallagher, TMJ4 News.